Welcome to another episode of Dragon Calamity. Tonight, we're going to get into some great fun. I gave my players a quick little preview of what may or may not happen. The plan tonight is the party with their newest, bestest, or maybe worstest bud darn finally reached the kobold lair, and the party can assess the situation to see if they can free these baby dragons from their apparently crazy captors. But I'm not going to take away from any recapping. So let's say hi to everyone, and then they can recap. Who's first? Ian, how are you? And also, how does Xander feel about Darn?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And Xander, he's kind of indifferent to Darn for the most part. Like he just kind of he's kind of our guide this time. He did some fighting. That's good. So, he doesn't have any strong feelings one way or the other.
That's fair. Keo, how are you? And how does Kaylin feel about Darn?
As be good. Not that you can ever catch me being bad. Don't look at me like that.
You've got the rope now. Who knows what's gonna happen?
I know exactly what's gonna happen with that rope. Kaylin is concerned about Darn. For some reason, he thinks that she is capable of controlling the party. To which I say, no. But considering that he is quote unquote a friend of Jess's, she's just like, do I let him die to piss her off?
Oh no!
She is powered by spite and hatred.
Cool. So she is contemplating his potential demise. Got it. Noted.
No, if something happens, whether or not she'd actually step in. He seems perfectly capable, so we never know. We'll see what happens when it happens.
Contemplating his demise. Got it. Sandy, how are you? And what are Miz's feelings about Darn?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. And Miz is, kind of like Xander. He's pretty indifferent. No strong feelings one way or the other. He kind of just looks at this reptile lizard monster thing as like, oh, just somebody we have to deal with as a mission. But he's not going to go out his way to save him if he gets into trouble. But he is excited that we now have a mage potion supplier, I guess. I'm not sure what to call him. Basically, we have somebody to help us out or sell us goods now in the capital.
We got a magic bitch.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot. That's the term. We got a magic bitch.
You literally have a magic bitch, basically. Which was not the intention.
We just fucking bullied this guy into just being our bitch to sell us stuff.
You really did.
We were nice about it.
He's still alive, so that's nice.
Wow. You took advantage of his trauma and were like, hey, you're about to be our bitch. He's like, fuck. I guess so. Literally can't say no.
It's just a case of, we're scratching his back, he's scratching ours. You know what I mean? Like,
whatever helps you sleep at night. Soul, how are you? And how much does Soroka hate Darn? Because I know he probably has zero love in his edgy little heart for Darn.
Oh, at first he wanted to kill Darn. Not gonna lie, when he first
oh, absolutely.
See the little fucker about to grab a knife on the table when he comes in. Yeah, but he seems as though that Soroka's actually he saw that he contains a bit of battle prowess and not really, he still thinks he's a little shit, but let's just say that he's Soroka kind of raises an eyebrow and kind of sees how much of a warrior he actually is.
Good, yeah. Darn is real good at taking people's fucking kneecaps, let me tell you. He cannot reach much higher on a lot of bad guys. Let's be honest, he's 3 feet tall.
Fucking pet cemetery in these guys.
And Soroka's also looking at Xander, thinking, I thought that this would have came out of Miz's mouth, not Xander's. about potentially getting more out of this guy.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, you don't worry about it. All right. Nothing to think more on.
Yeah, so that was a little recap. Who wants to add some more recap?
We're trying to find 2 bronze dragons, and we have a list of directions that don't fucking make no sense. Go left, then go right, then go left, then go left, then go left, and then at the area go up and around to the right, and then over to the left.
Is that what I told you?
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Go left and the left and yeah. Yes. That is what I told you. That is the direction that Darn would tell you to go.
No, Abby, it's like I took good notes.
I don't even take notes as DM half the time, so
Because you have it all written down.
I mean, not everything. Do you think? I mean, I have pages and pages and pages and then some more pages, but like in progress stuff, not. I don't take as many notes as I should. But yeah, who wants to add more? Get that DM inspiration.
So we met up at the guild. I called our beloved guild daddy by his proper title, which is guild daddy. Then he loved it and wanted us to call him that every time we talked to him. Then we got paired up with Darn, who is this little fidgety guy, and he was taking us to find these bronze dragons that are being held by some other kobolds that are apparently a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. On our way there, we encountered some gnolls that had terrorized this caravan, killed everybody but one guy. So we saved that guy by killing all the gnolls, and now he is our magic bitch. I feel like it's pretty good recap.
Your group continues on down this lovely little road that Darn is guiding you on. Maybe concerning some of you, maybe not, that he has no map. He just knows, apparently, where to go. And you're at the, grand total travel time minus the gnoll encounter of almost 2 hours before the carriage kind of takes off on a little side road, and then he points it out. And it is this hill. It's like a steep hill. There's some trees scattered around, some big rocks and everything. And you see kind of in this hill, there's like this little opening that's becomes kind of rocky. Like a lot of the rocks from up this hill have kind of tumbled down, and it's almost like gravelly at the bottom of this. And I will bump you over to that map. So I've stitched together with my wonderful artistic skills, as you can see, 2 maps, because the entirety of the other map cut off just at those 2 trees at the opening of this little, I wouldn't call it a valley.
We got
But yeah, so there's this little, I don't want to call it a pit, but there's like a steep kind of incline on either side of it. It's, a good 20-ish 30 something feet across, and you see there's a little like ledge up on one side of it, and it leads into what is definitely a small cave entrance that some of you, you might need to bend over just a little bit to kind of get in there without hitting your head on any low hanging rocks. But for kobolds, it's kind of a grand entrance, at almost 6 feet high. This little opening. Darn points it out. If you want to be further back on the path, you absolutely can be, so that you're not sighted just yet. Darn would have given you enough heads up if you wanted to kind of park the carriage back a little bit so nobody is warned by the sound of it. All of that is up to you. I kind of arbitrarily put y'all on the west side of this map. So tell me what the plan is here. I'm going to say you're back far enough behind trees and rocks that there's no way the kobolds would have seen you yet.
apparently, Kaylin just kind of looks at Xander. Ooh, why did I want to go country? I assume that you are going to want to still do Operation. Who was this religious figure again?
It's the Dragon Messiah.
The Dragon Messiah. Right. Okay.
Messiah of the dragons.
Don't forget to take the tribute, the kobolds with you.
Of course, of course. He's like, so let me think. How do I exactly want to do this? And he kind of like steps over like to the side. And first off, what can I roll a perception just to see like, do we see anything like can we be seen from where we are? Like,
Yeah, so you don't have to roll. So once you get to about there, you are going to be kind of open, kind of seen, but you're able to peek around this specific bushy tree right there, and you can see there is kind of a ledge over here that is 6 or 7 feet up. And it is absolutely what you would expect to be a good vantage point for any scouts or guards to be kind of posted up. You don't see anything. It is also the middle of the day, and kobolds are nocturnal and they do not like the sun. Darn himself has been staying kind of in the covered portion of the carriage with like his little cloak kind of shielding his eyes from the sun. But you don't see or hear any kobolds out and about at this moment. I'd say it's like 11:30 a.m.
gotcha. So I will first just straight up ask Darn, just be like, Darn, would it be smarter for us to wait till evening to have our negotiations with these guys?
I mean, you can if you want, but you would have to talk to fewer if you did it now, because right now there's probably only a couple people on guard, and then they would go and wake up the people that you need to talk to, their chief Orto and Nodru, their shaman guy. So
Fair enough.
you would have fewer people to get by.
Fair enough. Well, I'm gonna try and come up with what I can do for the best here. He kind of like steps behind the rock to make sure that he's still not like seen by anybody if anybody were to poke their head out, and I will cast disguise self on myself. I will give myself like I've already got long hair, but like I will like lengthen the hair, make myself just a little bit taller even. Will put like make myself a little bit more. I don't know how to explain it other than to say more dragon-like. I will almost like maybe a more pronounced face, almost almost a snout, but not quite. Scales on my like coming up my face and on my arms and stuff. And my outfit is now much more of like a ornate like robe, and the scales, because I am the Dragon Messiah, not specifically like any particular dragon. The scales are multicolored. Like there's no set color to any of them.
So you're going more of the like homebrew half dragon than dragonborn, right?
Yeah. I'm not going full like dragonborn. I'm going like half human, half dragon type thing. Well, I guess more half elf because I'm elven, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, you're keeping more of your elf features.
Yeah.
Got it.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, this is fine. Keep going.
I don't like that, Abby. I don't like that.
No, I'm listening. I'm liking this. This is creative. This is fun.
You're like, oh yeah, this is fine.
I want
Go
to see
ahead.
where are you going with this? I want to see how you do this. Like nobody has tried this specifically.
No one's ever gone in with Dragon Messiah. Gotcha.
No one has gone in with Dragon Messiah. Unfortunately, your party does not have the advantage of having a bronze dragonborn with you. So,
when you don't have the Dragonborn, you make the Dragonborn.
yeah, that's yeah. I expected you to go more bronze dragonborn, but we will, rainbow half dragon.
Yep. So yeah, I'm going very, and like I said, it's like ornate. Like he's got like very like ornate, like almost priestly robes, but they again don't annotate like any particular color. He is he is the messiah to all dragons, not just one particular color. So, and he will step back out and revealing his new outfit here.
Question on the specific of that. So, Tiamat has kind of rainbowish colors. And she is the evil god of dragons, representing all 5 chromatic dragons. So if you were going a strictly rainbow ish kind of color scheme, that might imply a little bit more Tiamat. Bahamut is the platinum dragon god of the dragons. So if you are mixing rainbow and metallic, that would be more of an all dragons thing.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. Was that he will definitely have like the colors of the chromatic dragons, but there will also be metallic scales, and it will be like an even split, like not all good, not all bad. It's just be fully even, and there will probably be even maybe towards like very fewer of these, but maybe even like some actual like rainbow scales, and maybe even a couple of platinum scales. Like,
okay,
yeah, just literally encompassing all of them.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify before I made the assumption.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Caitlin is mentally coming up with backup plans when this inevitably goes south.
Zarok is just looking at Xander. Look. But he is not going to pay much attention to it.
Actually, no. Can Kaylin make a history check to see if, because there were lots of dragons, would there theoretically have been a dragon that they all were like, all right, that's the HBIC, besides Bahamut and Tiamat?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history, or it might be religion. This would be a religion check, I think.
I think I'm not
because
good. All right.
it is. If you were literally asking about a religious figure and if it existed, that would be more religion than history.
We're off to a good start tonight, boys. I rolled a 3.
Oof.
Oh, yeah. Kaylin's got her, patron
Priorities.
hexblade shit going on, and I feel like that's about all the religion she's really taken much interest in. A lot of the history books in the realms didn't focus too much on actual religion. Like, they kept that a little bit more separate, because not much was done in the name of religion, except for good works here and there. Oh, the church built this wonderful thing for this town, that sort of thing. But there wasn't much that, there weren't any big crusades, religious figures that stand out. No dragon messiah that you can think of. I mean, you know who Tiamat and Bahamut are. Everyone does. The iconography is all over the place because it was a dragon-based society, but that's all you got.
Roger that.
Take what you want from that.
This is gonna go to hell.
Y'all gotta have some trust in me, all right? This isn't my first time I've ever started a cult in a D&D game.
How many people
Not
have
as
died in these campaigns, Abby? From all the times you've played.
How many times have people gone, died, or
Died.
NPCs or PCs?
PCs.
The one
I
that
mean,
we
I've
care about.
downed some, but they got back up again.
Hey,
They
Xander,
got
you're
knocked
good to
down.
go.
They get up again.
Yeah.
You never gotta take me down.
Just shake it off, man. Just shake it off.
Yeah. Nobody's failed all of their death saves before.
Okay. Well, we had the first. I'm kidding.
Y'all have no hope in me. Jeez.
Zero faith.
Jeez.
We have hope in you. We have no hope in your dice.
Oh no! A lot of this is probably going to come down to the dice.
Yeah, this is gonna be some heavy role play bullshit to get this to work, and I, for one, am
Yeah.
looking forward to how this is actually going to work.
I have already got things in plan to hopefully, get some extra, like maybe not even necessarily advantage, but get some extra, like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? So, like, we got this. Cool. It's cool.
Don't forget we have DM inspiration.
You do have inspiration. What's Miz's thoughts on this? Like, what's he doing?
Miz is just gonna watch Xander like try to see if he can pull off this plan, and he'll be there. He'll be there to help and save him if he needs it. If he needs it.
Okay. Darn is kind of circling Xander a little bit, like looking him up and down, just like really inspecting him, and is like, you got any more like shiny stuff, like actual gold, like bling, diamonds?
I mean, sure. I mean, I can do that. And can I on the same from the
I'll
same?
let you alter it a little
I was
bit.
about to say from the same disguise self. Can I alter it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let some like rings show up on my hands and necklaces around my neck, but they're all still they're gaudy, but they still look like they could be like the dragon messiahs. You know what I mean? Like very draconic in appearance. You know, maybe a stone, maybe a necklace that has a stone for every type of color. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
yeah, you know, like. Yeah, just makes it a little bit more gaudier, and then as he's doing that, he pulls out his lip balm and lightens his voice a little bit.
Lightens it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like, oh yes, yes. Greetings, my children.
Oh,
How does this look?
oh hell no! By the infernal powers, this is going to be fantastic.
So I have this is like a specifically like a role play question, but I have that ring that you had on the shop that lets me it lets me cast a couple of things a day, but one of the things that lets me cast is Druidcraft. Which Druidcraft, one of the things they can do is you can instantly make a flower blossom, seed pods open, leaf buds bloom and stuff. Can I have the ring essentially like doing that as I walk? Like as I'm like walking, flowers are like blossoming around like as where I go and stuff.
That's a little much because it says you
Okay.
can make, because I've tried this as my druid in my other campaign because I wanted it real fucking bad. And what it basically specifies is a flower, and each druid craft is a turn. So as you're walking every 6 seconds, you can blossom
Okay.
a flower. But yeah, it is kind of specific in some of its wording. I have tried to pull the same thing though.
Okay. That's fine. I can still use.
You can make like a flower crown if you want, though.
I'm gonna do it right now. I was just asking for future reference. That's fine.
Does Zaroka have prestidigitation? Not prestidigitation. Oh my god, what's that other spell? That,
Minor illusion.
no, oh my god, it's a cantrip that I've abused the fuck out of it. The one that like you can let the ground rumble or what have you.
Thaumaturgy?
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Does he have?
thaumaturgy, actually.
Okay, I'm about to say you could just use thaumaturgy instead,
Oh
like
my God.
to imply that your steps are a lot heavier than they actually are. Just like
Well,
thaumaturgy.
I could still do that with minor illusion, as it can make a sound.
You can.
And I do also have an invisible mage hand, which I can do some things with too.
And I also have. I do have. Oh, you have an invisible mage hand.
I have an invisible mage hand because I am an arcane trickster.
Yeah, I don't have an invisible.
but no, that's fine. I just kind of wanted
Let me
to get an idea.
So do you want me to cast minor illusion and cause like a beating of because I could cause a sound like a lion's roar, beating of drums, any sound I choose. The sound continues unabated throughout the duration, and you can make discrete sounds at times before the spell's end.
What's the duration?
It continues unabated throughout the. There is
1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay.
I think that's good enough, actually.
That is a good entrance.
Yeah,
if that's your goal.
Oh my god, we're gonna do this.
I was thinking maybe could you possibly make it sound like almost like flapping wings and then a roar, or does it have to be like one single sound?
I mean, you could consecutively cast it, but I feel like you would do one at a time, kind of thing.
Yes, it would be a one at a time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not two sound at once.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I guess just the I don't know, like what do you think? Like a dragon's roar, and then all of a sudden there I am, and I'm just like, greetings, my children.
Oh shit! Zeroka's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Okay, is this what Xander's telling Zeroka right now?
Yeah, he's asking you. He's asking. He's like, "What do you think? You think that's a good?"
Zeroka looks and he's like, "You want to sound like a dragon
Yeah.
on top of your heavy footsteps and."
I don't think the heavy footsteps are necessary. Like I like the idea, but I almost think the roar combined with walking softly is more of a like religion, like would seem more messiah-y to me, in my opinion. I don't know. What do y'all think? He's like looking upon all three of you. The dragon messiah is looking upon the three of you, being like, "What do y'all think?"
I think when this inevitably goes into a fun place, I have the lodestone to be able to locate the dragons. So if you get
my
us into
child-
the tunnels, it called me child again, and I will actually stab you.
My friend,
There you go.
your negative energy is not helping.
But are you not the most? Are you not the most holy of dragon messiahs? Should my banal interjections not mean anything to you, almighty dragon?
It means nothing to me, but it means more to the situation. We need assistance here. What do you think? What should we do? Should we go with the roar and then the steps, or big steps? What do you think? Like,
It makes more sense to start with the steps and not the roar, because part of the reason we're trying to do this now is so that we don't have to deal with so many people.
that's fair. See,
But-
I see. This is
but,
fair. This is why I asked. That's a fair point.
This is, as they say, your show. I hope you have a very good performance.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And Miz, what do you think?
Miz is more like he just wants to see how this is going to work out. He's interested. He's actually interested in see if this is going to work.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess in that case we'll do if everyone thinks the steps are the better idea, then that is what we shall do.
It's also just like quietly more menacing, in just the anticipation of what is this? What is coming? It is a person. It is a messiah. Versus just a very loud roar.
Describe the sound that you want it to make.
Like kind of a heavy footfall, and maybe maybe with like almost like a vibration in it. You know what I mean? Like as if something something big is like walking towards it. You know what I mean? Like,
I will attempt my best.
right. And also, real quick, out of character, I pretty much feel like I confirmed this last game when I spoke to Darn in Draconic, but in this universe, kobolds do know Draconic, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
They usually speak Common and Draconic.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I know. Usually, they also have their like own variation on Draconic as well, but it is still placed in Draconic. Like, so. But I was just wanting to make sure. So, cool.
Yeah, they probably have like a dialect, like a regional type thing to an extent, but I feel like it would more be like, Appalachian Southern. Yeah, Appalachian Southern versus Texas Southern kind of thing,
Yeah,
that sort
fine.
of thing.
The way I see it is, as long as they can understand Draconic, the Dragon Messiah would not be talking in their dialect. He would be talking in Draconic. So
yeah, you would be just talking like someone from a same language but different region kind of thing.
Yep. All right, cool. All right. So hold my beer. No, I'm just kidding.
Hold my beer. Watch this.
Um.
All right.
Now, actually, question: what is the rest of us going to be doing? Are we coming as your disciples, or are you just basically being the distraction for us to?
I think our best option at the moment is to. Sorry, I am fully in character at the moment. I think our best option at the moment is to go ahead and just let me go up and try to negotiate with these fine kobolds, and if I come back empty-handed, or if I'm not back in I don't know 30 minutes, all hands on deck.
This sounds like a horrible idea. But
Do any of
okay.
you? Okay, I'll help just a smidge. Does anyone have a familiar?
I do.
You're the only one with a familiar, and you're the one going in.
So how
Okay.
about you leave the familiar with us, and if you get into help, the familiar can I don't know, tug on somebody's armor or shoulder, come on, come on, come on, come on.
I mean, yeah, that would work, right? I mean, we
Timmy
could
fell
do.
down the well.
All right.
Yeah. Lassie
right.
will assist. You can.
Toes, you're up, and out of my sleeve comes that ferret.
Yeah, your little ferret comes on out. Who are you leaving Lassie with?
I immediately have Toes run up like Kaylin and around around and onto her shoulders.
You now have a ferret on your shoulder.
I pet him gently. Your boy is going to have such a good time. This is going to be great.
Yeah, so if I am in need of assistance, I will have Toes I don't know, gently pat your face a couple times.
I just imagine him playing the bongos on her cheek. This is fine. Everything's fine. It'll all be
Totally
great.
fine.
All right. Darn is going to kind of look, peek around the corner, take a look at everything, and he is going to point out that ledge up there, kind of in the southeast of that little that area, the opening area, and say so there's usually at least one or two kobolds out there. They might be asleep because, middle of the night for them, but good luck out there.
Thank you, Don. Your concern is appreciated. And I begin just walking very, very elegantly, very daintily.
Am I gonna do the thing now?
Go ahead and do the thing.
Do the thing.
All
Describe
Julie,
the
do the
thing.
thing.
Boy.
Describe the
I
thing.
reluctantly look as this man tries to grace us with his appearance, and Zaroka throws one hand up and casts Minor Illusion, which causes a loud footfall to emanate all down the echoes of the cave. And he sees Xander just walking, and and he looks and gives him a nod. And I continue this, and I'm guessing, Xander, are you going to continue to walk while I do this, or are you just going to stand there?
Yeah, I was going to
Okay.
continue to walk. I was specifically going to hear the sound that you were making over and over again, and was going to time my footfalls to them, essentially.
So here's the thing for us. Are we hiding, or are we just standing in the back?
You are out of sight right now. If you want to change that, you can. You would need to make a stealth check if you're trying to get close enough to see the action. But right now, I'm saying you all are hidden because you stayed back so far.
Did you want me to come with you, Xander, and act as your apprentice?
I mean, if you would like to, I mean, it's up to you.
What's your persuasion like?
What's my persuasion?
Yeah, you're probably higher than me, right?
It's not great. My deceptions is very good. My persuasion's not, but I am going to be lying pretty much this whole time. So
Okay, and actually no, Zeroko should totally go with him anyway. Because I want to see what's about to happen.
come on, Zorka, come on, let's just go. You're my disciple. You're my dragon disciple.
I reluctantly, actually, Zeroko looks because he's a little bit worried for Xander to just be walking off on his own in this. And he actually follows behind him with his hands behind his back.
Miz is gonna look at Kalen as he sees Zeroko and Xander walk off. Like, never imagined those two be a pair just teaming up like that. Never really imagined it.
Yep, it is probably not going to end well. So let's give them a little bit, and then is our little kobold friend with us, or is he just waiting at the cart, just like I can't be here right now?
He is staying back far enough to be well out of sight from where he knows the lines of sight would be from the guards that he assumes are posted. You cannot see them. You're assuming if they're up there where he said, they're kind of far enough back on that ledge where from your vantage point you would be looking up and you can't really see over the top of it. But as this grand entrance loudly is made and it kind of echoes off of the walls of these rocks and this hill and begins to dissipate each resounding noise into the woods behind you. Darn kind of like leans towards Kaylin and says, "They're good at finding traps, right? Because did I mention the traps?
You did not. And
They're smart though, right?"
Kaylin's gonna pat the ferret. Hey, can you let him know that there's traps? Oh, wait a minute. Oh my god. I'm so used to, because I have a pseudo dragon who can actually like communicate properly. So this is gonna handle that.
Toes like shrugs at you, like I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like,
you have the earrings.
we do have the earrings. I've been waiting for one of y'all to remember
Reminder. You have earrings.
The metagaming pigeon strikes again.
Yeah.
Caitlin just grabs one. Gentlemen, our fine friend has just reminded us that he forgot to tell us that there are traps, so be careful.
I mean, to be fair, I just assumed that they knew kobolds in their lairs. Just that's a thing. They put up traps. I just kind of assumed if you were helper ladies' friends, you would be smart enough to look for traps.
Don't forget, he's also trying to just make an entrance, and making an entrance means that you're not trying to look for traps. You're trying to make an entrance.
While we're walking in, I'm actually not walking in. I am actually trying to look like we're trying to look powerful. So I'm actually like slightly flying at the same time I do this as I'm activating my speed. And my hands are behind my back, and this guy with this robe is in front of me, and I'm just falling behind him while just slowly gliding into the cave.
Okay. You get a little bit closer, and you hear this like ruckus up on this ledge where Darn said that there were probably guards, and you just hear this sleepy yelp of surprise, and then a second one, and then kind of this scrambling, and you see there's a kobold at the top, and he seems to have been awoken from his slumber by your grand entrance and kind of starts falling off the ledge. And then another kobold kind of reaches out and is like, now, get back up here. What the fuck is that? And you see these two little kobold heads kind of poking over this ledge now, just like staring, blinking in this bright, bright sun as they're kind of trying to like shield their eyes and see what's going on. And you are able to see them now.
As soon as I see them and see that they can see me, I will.
Name?
I'm sorry.
What's your dragon name?
I am. I'll introduce myself here in just a second. You'll hear it in just a second. Okay, yeah, but no. As soon as they see me and I see them, I am going to go ahead and use a cast of Druidcraft from the ring to have just this it's like a fog almost, but not necessarily like a fog. It's more of a mist, more of a beautiful mist, like walking in front of me as I walk there for only for a few seconds there, but just as if to signify that I am here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I will see them, and I'm holding my hands like two with each like against each other in front of me, almost like the way like a monk will walk. And as soon as I see them, I raise one hand and elegantly it kind of motion towards them. And in Draconic, I am like, "Greetings, my friends. I have come to speak with you, if that is okay on this fine day."
The two of them kind of are just like blinking in this bright light, looking at you and then kind of looking at each other. And the one that almost fell off kind of like leans forward a little bit and is just like, in Draconic, "Who the fuck are you?" And he aims a crossbow at you.
Uh, I literally looked up Draconic words from the Forgotten Realms.
You don't need to go that far.
I did it. I've done it. It's been done.
All right.
Darasov. He's like it's a Darasv. It literally means half dragon. But he is just like it's greetings, my friend. I am Darasov. I am a messenger of the dragons, of the gods, and I am here to negotiate with you. I have heard that some of my masters have come into your care as of late, and I would very much like to what's the word I'm looking for here? I would like to reward you for finding them, and hopefully, take them off your hands.
Reward us. They kind of look at each other, and they whisper something real quiet to each other that you don't quite catch. And the one with the crossbow says, "How did you hear about the dragon that we may or may not have?"
Again, I am a messenger of the gods. I have come before them. As you're all aware, the gods, the dragons went missing some many years ago, but to herald their return, I was sent to this plane.
Well, then why didn't we find you before them?
I cannot, as powerful as I am, I cannot be everywhere at once. I have been overseeing the founding of others, and now I am here to find these.
I mean, we weren't told about any other dragons. And the other one kind of says, "Yeah, like, how many are you talking?"
I'm afraid I cannot divulge that information. Our masters do not wish to make their presence fully known quite yet. But to the ones that are aware of them, I am here to discuss their release and, again, reward you for having founded them.
Okay, but why would they need to be released? Because, like, we're protecting them here. You're, like, the fifth group of people that's tried to get them. So, like, we're keeping them pretty safe here.
Zeroka looks and he looks at Xander and he says, he pretty much looks at him and he's like, "Would you allow me?"
Of course. This is my apprentice. So, do you have a name? Do you have a name? Just want to call you Zeroka. I want to call you Zeroka. This is my apprentice. Sorry?
Ms.
Zolthar.
Zolfar.
I was going to say
Gotcha.
Ms. Jano.
Oh boy.
This is my apprentice, Zolthar.
So Zeroka looks and he says,
"Do you dare question the messenger?"
Oh my god.
Roll intimidation with advantage. I like that. Because, like, you've been building up. Give me that advantage with intimidation, with the deep voice. These are just two little
By the way,
fucking
that
kobolds.
was a minor illusion that I did for that.
Yeah, I figured you had something
Let's
you would
see
just...
what I get. Advantage 14.
14.
Yeah.
Both of them kind of jump back a little bit, and the one with the crossbow kind of lowers it a little bit, and they look at each other, and the crossbow one kind of whispers something to the other one, and he's like, yeah, okay. And the other one disappears, but the one with the crossbow stays and says, all right, I'm gonna have him go get the chief, cause I don't know if I'm Snorky, and you should just stay right there for now, okay?
Zoroka looks and he says,
That is fine. However, you know that if the word gets out from the other dragons that this is continuing and you will not allow us to see them, there will be trouble as more dragons will come.
He's we're gonna do kind of a good cop bad cop thing here. Xander's going to like just raise one arm kind of back towards Zoroka and just be like, "Thank you, my friend, but I am sure our friends here will be more than forthcoming."
Zoroka looks and he's like, once again, he does a little twist and he's like,
I'm sorry, I spoke out too soon.
Yeah, yet your heart is at a good place, my friend.
and he gives a courteous bow as we wait.
And what did this kobold say his name was? Snarky?
Snorky. Snorki. I have named...
one vowel off.
There will be a name for every single kobold tonight. And, however long this takes, all of the kobolds have names.
But he will just... go ahead. Sorry.
No, just as a fun question, did y'all leave the earrings on so we can hear y'all talking, or?
I mean, I guess I didn't take them off, but my disguise self would have hid them. But
It's just that whether or not they're aware of this. Going, did you know? Like Kaylin just looking at Miz. Did you know you could do that?
but no, Xander will just kind of wave a hand out to Snorky, and will just be like, "Thank you, my friend Snorky. We do appreciate you sending him to go get the chief."
Yeah. So you said other dragons are gonna come here?
Well,
like, how big are they?
Again, we don't want to get. They don't want to make themselves known unless they have to. And I like my friend said, it will not be a good thing if they do have to come here. So for now, let me just speak with your chief, and I'm sure we can get this all cleared away and give y'all y'all's reward.
Well, we'll see. Just give us a minute. And he kind of ducks back, kind of out of line of sight. And then his little head just pokes back up, and you see him just kind of not wanting to look you in the eye. You saw his crossbow kind of quivering just a little bit. He's just a little kobold. He's a little shook, but he's also keeping an eye on you.
And the Dragon Messiah is keeping a very, very calm, almost sweet face the whole time. He seems very. I mean, honestly, passive. Very passive, very sweet. I like this. I like this good cop, bad cop thing we got going. I like this.
I'm getting Southern preacher kind of vibes, and I'm digging it. You only wait about a minute before the Snorky kind of pokes back out and says, "All right, well, the chief is interested in at least having a word with you. So why don't you come on in?" And he kind of motions to the entrance of the caves over there.
I will go ahead and just roll a perception check.
Yeah, as I look at him, I do. If you would allow me to do so as well.
Yeah.
Look, and I kind of give him a stare. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop one of the 2 inspirations I've got, just to go ahead and roll this with advantage. I guess I'll roll it first, because you'll let us roll inspiration afterwards if it's bad, right?
I mean, I'll let you roll it before I tell you what it is.
Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Okay, we'll go ahead and roll this. So
And you know I
have to
make
wait.
faces and stuff, so it's pretty obvious.
14. Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll it a second time as well. Worse. Okay, so 14.
14. I'll say you only spend 1 on that. This is just, you haven't even gotten in yet.
Yeah.
As I am slightly flying, do I see the cliffs?
Yeah, so they just kind of look like very rocky, like hillsides kind of leading up and out. And like, it doesn't look like any kind of weird hill. Maybe people did some mining. Definitely the kobolds have excavated deeper into it. You, with a 9, don't really see anything, but it doesn't matter for you because you are flying. I do need, as you start to, go into the entrance here, I need Xander to make a dexterity saving throw.
So I didn't see anything with my 14.
You didn't see it. You didn't see anything with your 14.
That was a weird way to word that, but okay.
Yeah.
You didn't see it. Okay, a dex save.
Yeah, give me a dex save. You're fucking rogue.
20.
So like right as your foot is about to land, you see kind of out of the corner of your eye Snorky like leaning forward, and you get this idea like, oh shit, and you look down and shift your foot to the side right before you step on a caltrop. Then you see all the other caltrops scattered among the gravel. Very well hidden in this gravel. And you have managed to avoid the caltrops, which would have fucking hurt. It really would have hurt. Because it would have reduced your walking speed by 10 feet also until you heal up.
So was this intentional from what we get, or they just forgot to let us know? Oh my god!
They're testing you.
Zeroka looks up. No, Xander, you can go. You want to go first with me?
Xander, as soon as he notices this and fixes his foot, without even looking at Snorky, continuing forward, arms still crossed, like almost like a monk, he'd be like, the dragons would be very displeased if harm came to their messenger while he was here. And like, this is like the first thing he said that has a hint of like threat almost behind it.
Mhm.
as he just continues. It says it in Draconic. Again, doesn't look at Snorky, but says it to where he can hear it.
Well, you'd think that, dragons would have warned you and all of that stuff. So, a good messenger should be able to bypass everything, no problem, right? They wouldn't send anyone weak, would they?
Zeroka then starts flying up extremely slowly. He looks extremely angry. And he says,
Do you think that this is a game? You employ crabs, and my messenger, my very friend, gets hurt due to your fun and games?
Oh, give me another intimidation check with advantage, as Snorky, like the closer you get, the more Snorky is like his crossbow's like shaking and he's like kind of leaning back.
so at the same time, let me see. So that's an 18 and the other one's 11. And at the same time, I'm actually casting like minor illusion and making a glow from my hand as I'm flying up and just looking at him.
He looks very scared now, and you see the other one that was kind of up there, just kind of goes and disappears. There is a little tunnel that is very small. It is only about 2 feet by 2 feet, and he's just fucking gone, leaving poor little Snorky kind of trying to slowly edge his way towards this little escape.
I'm going
Um,
to try to stop him.
Yeah, he looks like he's trying not to piss himself a little bit here. And he's like, "Oh, well, I mean, I don't remember everything that's there, but I'm sure dragons would send real capable people, right?"
I'm going to try to grapple him.
Okay. All right.
What you want from me?
I believe that is athletics versus athletics or acrobatics. So let
My
me
athletics
get
isn't good, but I'm gonna just hope that the dice just land and I beat him. And I may use some inspiration on this one because this little twerp is coming with us.
all right. What you got?
Ready?
Yeah, do the
Ooh,
thing.
20.
Yeah, that beat the shit out of Snorky's 4. Right as he is kind of fiddling, he's trying to fire the crossbow, and something with it just breaks or doesn't work. It does not fire. And you now have a writhing little kobold within your grasp.
So I look at him and I say,
You are coming with us. And if there are any more traps, we will know. Or else you're going first.
The Dragon Messiah will will like almost raise a hand as if to tell Zeroka not to worry about it, and then I feel like in like almost well, you dug your own grave type way, just kind of kind of shrugs and puts his hand back down and continues walking.
Poor Snorky.
so yeah, this guy's coming along with us. He's gonna let us know if there's any more traps around here.
It is.
As I'm flying
sure
in the air with him, and holding him by the back of his armor, like.
I'm sure your chief will be a lot more understanding about this, but generally it is considered ill-mannered to allow harm to come to a dignitary or a messenger. So yes, why I might be quite what was the word you used? Skilled, capable. I shouldn't have to be. And again, there is almost like a layer of threat underneath what he's saying.
Okay. You just feel Snorky in your arms, just kind of like panicking, not sure if he should be trying to get away or if that's going to make things worse. He's just in full-on panic mode as you have him grappled, and he's just finally like, I mean, there's probably at least 1 or 2 or 3 more. You'll be fine, right?
Zeroka looks and he's like,
Please show us the way, as you're gonna go first, with me holding you in the front as we walk.
He just looks defeated. He just slowly nods. Okay. How are you making him go first?
all right, so I'm gonna be somewhat like pushing him in the front, if you allow it. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I'm assuming like holding him by like the collar or something.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he's a stinky little kobold. I mean, he's wearing clothes, kind of, but they're kind of ratty and old, and kobolds don't care that much about hygiene. So you're definitely probably going to want to prestidigitate later. Just saying. Like think of like sticky little children, but way fucking worse.
I gotta clean myself.
You kind of push him forward, and he's kind of like, watch the tripwire as he carefully steps over the tripwire that was right there, and you are able to look up, and you see kind of the roof, like the ceiling kind of goes up a little bit, and it looks like it's, they were just some stalagmites, but hidden up among them is a net full of very large rocks that look like they would have been triggered in just some mushtia had you stepped on the tripwire. Large rocks in kobold terms, because kobolds themselves had to put them up there. So, you'd get, they might not kill you, but they're decent sized rocks, you would have definitely taken some damage, had a concussion or 3. As he kind of continues to lead you, for now, safely on. What's the rest of the party doing as you hear what is going on, and now that your teammates have a fucking hostage?
That didn't take long. Did you want
No,
to
it didn't.
follow? Kayla just turns to me. Did you want to follow? Maybe we are disciples trying to follow Dragon Messiah. I was about to say Dragon Jesus.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we could, but we can also just, cover the way. So in case you need to escape, there's a way out. We're not blocked off. Up to you, though.
We should probably follow them.
Sure.
Don't sound so unhappy about it just because you don't get to stab people immediately. Darn, buddy. We will.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna make the situation worse if I go in, so I'm gonna stay back here, make sure the horse is fine, so that we don't have to walk back. I don't know, leave the ferret. I promise I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not, one of those uncultured kobolds, like in the swamps and stuff. That's not me.
Oh no, we're taking our funny little ferret friend because he might help us check the traps. Because pretty sure setting those off will lead us to trouble, even though Mr. Stabby here has some of the best eyes in the business.
Yeah, that would be good. Like, that thing's paws are so tiny, it kind of creeps me out just a little bit. I'm sure it's fine, but I would prefer it be with you, actually.
This is why you are a smart person. All right, come, Miss. Let us go follow along. Make sure our companions don't get themselves killed. Although they do seem to be doing pretty good. Don't worry, we are all very surprised.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think you can really hear other people through the earrings. It's really just the people talking. Are you going to warn them so they can tell you about the specific things? Because I don't think either of them actually said, hey, there are caltrops, or hey, there's a tripwire.
Probably not, but Kaylin's definitely going to say, hey guys, we're going to be following along in a bit.
Ah, well, there are caltrops and a tripwire.
I just wanted to clarify, see how many saves they need to make. You're still going to have to make a saving throw for the caltrops because there are so fucking many caltrops there. Like, these kobold went a little nuts. Like Darn said, they're a little crazy. There's a lot of caltrops. But I'm only going to make you make one save. It's like that whole main fucking area is full of caltrops among the gravel. They were serious about protection. Not serious enough because he got past them, but
Dragon Messiah is something that cannot be planned for.
Exactly.
Dragon Messiah cannot be planned for at all. Who
expects Dragon Messiah?
Nobody expects Dragon Messiah.
The same people who expected Guild Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
She looks in so much pain right now.
It's fine. Everything is fine. Why do I have that there? Hang on. There's like a little... Oh, I don't know why that's there. Oh, that was probably the gravel that was going to fall on you guys if you tripped. I was like, what are these two little piles of shit on my map?
Yeah.
And it was the gravel that was going to fall on you that I had to the side. Yeah, so Snorky leads y'all kind of up and... Oh, did not mean to move you that away. Here we go. Here, you're going to... there's all these like twists and turns, but you're kind of like sitting there like thinking as you are going. He's kind of leading you very slowly, and you're not sure if it's because he's looking for more traps or something else. Both of you here in the lead make a perception check, and then whenever Kaylin and Ms. are ready, give me that dex saving throw.
Okay, so you said roll a perception check.
Yeah.
Not great.
I'm
Not
gonna
great
use
from either of us.
inspiration. I'm going to use inspiration on that one, my first one. So I still have like, I think we have like, I think I have, yeah. So I have like 4 left.
Let me
So
roll.
Let me roll that again. Perception. Let's go.
Oof.
Come on.
Well,
Shit.
you know,
Oh no!
I'm gonna use that inspiration then.
Okay,
Why?
so
I'm assuming Kaylin is like grabs him on the shoulder. Not that one.
Inspiration is what? Just roll d20. You just add that
yeah,
on.
you could just re-roll basically. So you can
Okay.
either add a d10 if you want to just add on to your roll, or you can just re-roll it completely. I let you
Oh,
choose.
I didn't
Not
know
about
that.
the D10 thing.
So would you have preferred to, if you were using your inspiration, would you prefer to go ahead and just add on to it instead of re-rolling it? Because I'll let you redo that. Because
I'm gonna
Xander, do you want to do
re-roll it.
that?
I mean, I'm gonna let you know this perception check isn't the worst thing in the world to fail.
Then I go through.
You're not about to get clocked in the fucking head. I promise.
No, it
I'm
didn't.
not gonna get you with that.
Okay, I re-rolled it.
Ian, do you want to roll that or no? You just want to.
Well, I've only got 1 inspiration left, period, right now. So
Okay.
I'm gonna hang on to that mine. So
The emergency oh shit button.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm just gonna just hang on and let's just see what happens.
yeah, they know what happens if the messenger
Yep.
comes to harm.
All right. Let's see here. So with Mrs. Reroll deck save of 23 and Kaylin's deck save of 18, both of you are I mean, we'll say you're still a little bit further back, so like you're not running into the other two up here, but you're able to kind of follow slowly behind and make it through the caltrops with no problem. I'm not trying to turn that. I'm trying to move Snorky. And as you're kind of going, you are trying to recall the directions that Darn gave, with the left and then another left and right and left and right and all that stuff. And Snorky kind of pauses in this where it kind of tees right here. And he's kind of looking to the right, thinking, and then is kind of just looks back at Zaroka and his shoulders kind of sag and he takes you up, which if you remember the directions from Darn, that feels like the right way. And he keeps moving you forward. And then you two had forewarning about the tripwire that is right here. So I'm going to say, well, I figured Ms. would be in front, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to make you roll for it. You're looking for a tripwire, and there's a fucking tripwire, and you see the rocks in the net above you. And you see Snorky kind of pause up here, and you begin to hear. You didn't really notice it before because you were trying to figure out what the fuck shady shit Snorky was doing, but now you hear kind of echoing down from further in this tunnel where it curves around and you can't see anything. Shuffles and whispers and draconic, and it sounds like the other kobolds definitely know you are here. Also, what is Ms. doing for light? Because as soon as you start getting in there, it's dark as fuck.
I'm pretty sure I have a torch.
That's dangerous to use in the cave.
Yeah.
Because we're not supposed to be following like this.
Well,
Please
I'll
hold
let
his hand, Kaylin.
I'm basically gonna grab onto Kaylin, move her to the front of me. I'm gonna just literally just latch onto her shoulder.
She just kind of pats his hand. I know, buddy. I know.
All right. I just imagine getting a little kitty leash and you're just kind of like pulling him along. I know that's not what you're doing, but the mental image of Miz wearing like a little child harness and leash. You know, they have the like cute ones now where it's like a bracelet and then a little elastic like bungee cord and it's real cute. You know, where were those when I was a kid?
I like the ones that are like a cute backpack that like has like
Yeah.
a monkey riding your back, and then you're like holding the tail. Like it's cute.
No,
Absolute-
mine were
No,
just regular fucking kids harnesses.
I never had one of those.
I never
did.
I never needed one because I was always in fear of it's like how you better not fucking walk away from me. I swear to God.
I was I was 2 of 4 ADHD children. My parents didn't stand a fucking chance. Yeah. It was necessary. So Snorky begins to kind of slowly lead you on a little bit more and more. Is there anything as you're kind of following along behind him and you're
Yep.
well, I'm not gonna have you
Oh
follow the
yeah. So
tree just yet.
right before before we because I don't know about anything, so I do ask him and I say, Zeroka says,
How long until we reach the destination?
Well, I mean, we're almost kind of there. I'm sure the chief wants to have a nice, peaceful talk with you.
Why did you stutter when you said peace?
I mean, I don't know what he's gonna assume because I don't know what Gix told him, okay? Gix ran ahead. Don't shoot the messenger and all of that stuff.
Don't shoot the messenger. That is
Me or Gix, don't shoot either of us, please.
funny.
Let me ask you, how many are you?
I mean, some of us are kind of out and about on, different doing stuff right now, but and he kind of starts like he's stopped now and he's like counting on his little claws and then you see him just like start over a couple of times and I don't know how long you're going to let him start counting and then start back over.
I then like twist him around and look at him and I say,
Don't play games.
I've never been good at math. I don't know what you want from me. There's like enough of us here to be good, but it's not like a lot, but it's not just like a couple of us. What do you want from me?
To know how many are in the cave.
He starts slowly counting on his claws, and you see him just like muttering names under his breath. Like, did I already count Nicta? I don't know if I counted Nicta. Okay. Sepla, Muggy. I think I already counted
Zeroka
Gix.
he just like interrupts and is like,
Enough! Take it for your leader. Fine. Damn it.
It's my friends, Zoltan. Remember, we must practice patience, for the day of our masters is close at hand. My friend, you're perfectly fine. My friend, he says, looking back at Snorky. It matters not how many of you there are here, for your numbers pale in comparison to the power of my masters. All I expect is that your chief, either he knows now or he'll know as soon as you see him, that this needs to be a diplomatic meeting, or else I couldn't even begin to think of the horrors that may happen if it isn't.
You see the little gears kind of turning in his head, and he's kind of looking at you and then glancing down the hallway. He's trying to like weigh, in his head, like how scared he should or shouldn't be.
I'll
He's
roll
finally-
an intimidate if I need
Oh
to.
yeah, y'all go ahead and roll some. Each of you give me another intimidation check.
Can I choose between intimidate or deception?
Yeah, whichever you prefer.
Cool.
But I mean, you've got him kind of on the ropes here, because I don't imagine kobolds have the best object permanence, and their intelligence is not great, and Snorky is not he does not have a character sheet, like okay, 17 deception. And 7 intimidation from Zeroka. He's kind of just like, all right. Yeah, the boss is probably right there, and he's gonna want to talk to you. I cannot be held liable for the actions of the rest of the clan.
Unfortunately, that is not how this works. Either all of the clan decides to be diplomatic, or all of the clan suffers.
I would like Zeroka to make a dexterity saving throw as Snorky kind of just twists around real fast and throws his entire crossbow at you, and he's trying to
this
just bolt.
son of a bitch. All right.
Oh,
Oh no, is that a nat
I'm using
one?
inspiration on that
yeah,
one.
but you have
Oh,
3 of them. Use it. Use it.
no.
I am using inspiration on that one. I got 3 left. Fuck that. Let's go.
There it
Natural
is.
20! Ay!
Why
What?
letting this little shit hit me with a crossbow?
Yeah, so he twists and tries to throw the crossbow at you, and you're just looking down at him, and you just grab it with one hand. Do you want to do anything while you have that? And his eyes just get real big as he's not been able to actually like release it because you stopped it like mid thrust upwards, and he's just sitting there like, uh-oh. So he's at your mercy.
So right when I do that, I tell him and I whisper in his ear,
Have you ever seen a human turn into an ancient dragon before?
Kind of just
So
gulps.
scary.
No.
You will soon if you keep playing these games, and I will be the one to send you to one.
You hear you didn't hear this before. You're not sure if there's like an underground water source as you hear this little like dripping sound. And then you realize there's just a little bit of pee has come out.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of pee underneath his little kobold loincloth.
so then I look at him and I'm like,
And so will my friend here. We will disregard your inept ability to do what you are doing. Let us move along before I get impatient.
Yes, you're even starting to wear on my patience, and that is saying quite a lot. So please, make sure that your entire clan is aware of the stakes of this meeting.
He just slowly releases the little crossbow and lets Zeroka have it. And you can see, like, it is not a great crossbow. Like, the trigger on it has broken now. It was in poor repair. It is splintery. It is not going to be worth anything. But it is in your hands now. If you want it for any fucking gross, grubby little kobold crossbow.
so I'm actually going to like continue to move. When I ask him, like, to continue to move along, does he pretty much just tell us like to follow along with him, or because what's gonna be happening is I'm gonna be holding him. Think of like some Magneto type shit. Like I'm holding him, and I'm gonna have the crossbow in my right hand. And when I see these kobolds, oh man, like.
Yeah, he's kind of just slowly shuffling forward. And as he continues to shuffle forward, you can kind of see that it opens up into this little area, and there's like a little fire in there where it kind of looks like this was like a cooking living area. There's little beds and handful of kobolds. They're all kind of like whispering and getting up and waking up, and um they're all kind of picking up their various little kobold weapons and stuff. But you see one in particular who looks much bigger than all of the other kobolds, much better armed. He's got just like a little bit of armor on him, and especially he's got this big feathery headpiece. And he just looks like he's got his shit together as he holds his little rapier at his side. And I'm gonna post that picture in the in-game chat.
Nice. Real quick, before we come around the corner, whenever I see Zeroka trying to do the thing with the crossbow and everything, I would like to be like, my friend, please allow me to take that from. And if Zeroka allows it, my invisible mage hand will take the crossbow out of your hands and have it floating over us as we walk.
Yep. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, we're definitely doing that. Well, I'm flying in the air. Yep. They're just gonna see this invisible crossbow, just like, and they're wondering, like,
the crossbow's not invisible. It's just floating, like something's holding it, but it's not. Yeah.
Sorry, the hand is invisible. Yeah, well, that's freaking awesome. Yeah.
All right, that's what we're doing.
Oh, Abby, I think you're on mute. You're mute.
Oh, both of you add another DM inspiration to your sheets.
Oh yeah,
that's very fun. I'm liking this. This is a good fucking time. Also, Ms. and Kaylin, I don't know how fast you are trying to be, but everything has been kind of echoing, so you are able. Plus the earrings, you're able to hear pretty much everything that's happening right now. As you approach this little turn, and you're like, especially Kaylin would be probably recounting the directions, left, right, left, and all of that stuff in her head. Darn did not mislead you. He somehow remembered all of the twists and the turns that you have seen so far.
Well, darn.
So Darn has not lied to you, it seems, in anything so far. Just as a side note. I feel like Kaylin was the one really dedicated to remembering those twists and turns more than anyone else. So, but yeah, so as you kind of round this little corner with a very scared little pee-pee Snorky in front of you.
Pee-pee Snorky.
Yeah, pee-pee Snorky. You see who this much better dressed, armored kobold. I know the picture makes him look like pale. Pretend he's bronze. I didn't feel like going in and editing anything. Fuck that shit. Somebody took time on that art. I'm gonna leave it how it is.
What is your chief's name? I will ask Snorky as we come into sight.
He turns and he is about to respond when the kobold chief himself kind of speaks and puffs himself up to his full 4 feet of height. 4 whole kobold feet of height, okay?
I know that feel, bro. Every inch counts. Every inch counts, man. I know that feel. Shut up, Abby. You're just fucking really tall.
Can't really.
I'm a grand total of 5 feet and half of an inch, damn it.
5.5, okay?
Every time Courtney tells people how tall she is, I swear she gets shorter. I don't know how that happens. But
can't relate.
Shut up.
I'm just talking shit. Sorry. Just ignore me.
Fun sized. Have fun being fun sized.
So, Abby, do we see this guy face to face like right now, or like as we're holding the kobold?
So you've asked the chief's name, and as Snorky starts to respond at the same time, this chief speaks out and he says, "I am Orto, chief of these kobolds, and you will release my subject."
And so as I look at him, and I say,
"Is this how you treat other dragons?
No.
You have these men, and they play games and traps all around the caverns. Here, take him."
And Zeroka just drops him, and he says,
"We have more important matters to discuss regarding what you have here. But I digress. I am but an apprentice. I shall let my master speak."
And Xander will kind of step forward as he says this, kind of past Zolthor. And
Snorky just sprints past the moment he's able to, just runs over to safety. And Orto says, "I have not heard the full story, but you can enlighten me." He steps forward a little bit more.
"Greetings, O Honorable Chief Orto. I
am the messenger of the dragons. I am Darash, and I have been sent to reward you for having found the two bronze dragons and to take them to their rightful home. You see, you know as well as all that our masters, the dragons, they vanished all those many years ago, while I was sent to herald their recoming. And as I was sent, I have been going across the lands, finding these newborn dragons and helping bring them to their new homes. And that journey has brought me to you. Now, as I explained to your friend here, we are to your subject. I am merely the messenger of the gods, but we do not want there to have to be any issues, and this hasn't been the best start. Probably the worst start out of all of my visits thus far. So, I do implore that you listen to reason, because if something bad were to happen to me or to my friend here, I promise you it will not be good for your clan. But again, we are not here to talk of ill tidings. This is a monumentous occasion. This is a wonderful time. We are here to award you for your find, and again, to send these dragons to their proper homes.
As you are talking, he has kind of pulled a little pad of paper out of one of the pouches on his leg and quickly scribbled something on it before putting it back. And he seems to be listening the whole time, kind of slowly nodding. And the other kobolds are kind of just like watching and kind of glancing at each other. They're not sure what he just wrote. But unlike many kobolds, he actually seems to be literate. Like it looks like he actually wrote real words, not just scribbles. And he says, "Oh, give me a good deception check. And just a regular one, but add the +1 because y'all still have that floating crossbow."
So it'll be a +7 instead of a +6. That is a 23.
23. He kind of eyeballs you, kind of looks back at Zaroka and says, "Well, I am inclined to want to believe you, but you see, you are the 5th group of people or persons to come through here, and I don't know how word keeps getting out that we have dragons, but it does. Perhaps you are a messenger of some sort, but have you any proof? You understand with something as precious as dragons why I am being so cautious. But I would like to hear you out."
Well, the only proof I can immediately give you, and I will kind of reach back and will pull out the green dragon scales. Yes, Kia, good, Kalen, good. Pull out the green dragon scales that I took from the dragons, but will do it in a way that it looks like I am plucking a scale off of myself.
Give me another deception check. Sleight. I know you've got fucking proficiency. Give me sleight of hand with that shit. That's gonna be just a sleight of hand, not deception.
20.
Yeah. Okay. Dirty 20.
Yeah.
Let me just roll real quick a perception check against that. Yeah. He raises. Do kobolds? They don't have eyebrows. But he kind of raises what
his
would
brow.
be. He raises
the
his
eye ridge,
brows.
the eye ridge.
Yeah, his eye ridges raise a little bit. And he says, "I see. And pray tell, were I to hand these dragons over, where would you be taking them, and why is it a better place than here? You see, we have defended them against many a threat, and I believe this might actually be the better place."
You see, we are going to return them to the rest of their kind. There is a place where the dragons are convening to conjoining. They are meeting up there to announce their return to the world. Do you, my good friend, not love being with your fellow kobolds, with your friends? You would be much happier here than in an orc encampment, wouldn't you?
You are being quite vague, and I believe that to be on purpose. It is not that I believe you are necessarily lying, but I feel like you are being light on the details that I am requesting. You can understand the levity of the situation.
I do, but at the same time, you must understand the levity of our situation as well. If the full plan of our masters were to get out, who knows who would try and stop it? Yes, you. For the most part, most people were not, in bad ways underneath our master's rule. But there are going to be some out there who are not going to want the dragons to return. And if I were to
looks and he says,
Well, how about you tell us what type of dragon is here? All we know is that there are dragons here. You tell us the color, we tell you the realm.
I think Xander actually has already mentioned their color once, but it's fine.
Yeah, it was Darn would have already told you that they were bronze kobolds or bronze baby dragons.
oh, okay. Since I pretty much remembered I somewhat remember the name. I think it's like Shimmer.
Yeah, you're in Shimmer Shore, which is where bronze Right, and how many are there? And why are they better equipped than we are?
The Dragon Messiah will kind of like let out a almost an exasperated sigh, and will just be like,
"They're not the ones getting attacked all the time."
Well, you see, you've already made it quite clear that you can't keep a lid on the fact that you have dragons here, and you don't know where I'm taking them. So obviously, the place I'm going to be taking them is less known than where they currently are. And secondly, personally, he getting a little bit more aggravated in his voice. Personally, I am getting a little impatient with you questioning our master's powers. Do you believe yourself the equal of a dragon?
He kind of very opposite of how I think Xander is feeling. He's kind of standing there, shoulders back, kind of crossed his hands behind his back at this point, and just looks very confidently at you and says, Well, your approach has been pretty unique here. Pretty believable, but I'm just not sure you can protect them better than we can. There's only two of you, and there's many of us.
In the middle of him talking, Xander kind of takes a step forward, just a single step forward, and he'll yell, "Enough!" like as loud and as boisterous as he can. And as soon as he does that, he is going to cast Silent Image to have a 15-foot it's going to take up this entire cavern.
So you've got in front of you, it is not even a full 5 feet wide for this little space in front of you, and it is less than 6 feet high.
Yeah, so it'll take up this entire thing. The face of a dragon, but it is. Can I don't know, let me read Silent Image real quick just to check something.
Also, Kaylin is gonna sigh and pull his back in, like, God damn it, it was going so well. And she's just going to whisper into the earpieces, "You can probably knock them out without killing them." But we're nearby. If we need help.
I'm not giving up on this yet. But yeah, no. Yeah. It'll be similar to Xander's current appearance. It won't be any particular one color. It'll be multitude of colors, but it'll be like a giant's dragon head will just appear there for just a moment before disappearing. And we'll go ahead and add a little druid calf to have some like mist kind of waft in as well to help kind of make it all seamless. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What color dragon is it?
That's what I said. It doesn't have a. It's not. It's the same thing as Xander. It's doesn't have any particular color. It's multitude of colors.
Little weird token. The ones that I liked do not want to appear on the fucking map for some reason. Yeah. So this rainbowish. I guess maybe opalescent might be a good word with the way that the colors shift in this dark light.
Prismatic. I was about to say prismatic.
Prismatic,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Prismatic would be good.
Yeah.
This is just a stand-in on the map.
Yeah.
Theater of the mind appears, and everyone, like especially all these little kobold, just immediately jump back. Some of them, and one of them almost kind of like kicks one of the wood pieces out of this little fire that's back here and sends some sparks shattering and sends even more panic as they go and try to like stomp out one of the little blankets that started sparking and catching on fire. And the leader, Orto, jumps back just a little bit and says, "The intimidation tactics are not necessary. If you wanted to take them by force, you should have just come in swinging."
Like I said, it doesn't stay up. It literally just shows up while I yell, and then I send it away. I'm not trying to do this as like a front of like I'm about to attack you as a dragon. It was just like But
and he kind of slowly draws his rapier, but he does not raise it just yet. And he says, "Is it your intention to take these dragons by any means necessary?"
It is not my intentions to do so. They will be taken, not necessarily by me, but they will be taken one way or another. I have come to reward you before taking them, but if you do not want to receive the reward of our masters, then, again, like I have told your friend, your underling, there will be someone will come to get them, and depending on how this interaction goes, will determine what's your clan's fate when they do come to get them.
Right, and what is this reward then?
Well, you see, and
Good question.
No, I know what it is.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
So we're in like caves and stuff right now, right? I just want to make sure that
yes,
that's
you are in tight quarters. Smells like kobolds for sure in here.
Yeah. Trying to find. Damn. Trying to find. Where did we ever put down what the like exactly what that pickaxe was? Anywhere?
It was a turbo pickaxe.
Yeah.
So you kind of swing it and it just keeps going in a big circle, like in the Marvel movies where Thor just swings his hammer, it just keeps doing that like circle thing. You can swing it like that, or you can do like Link's little sword spin thing basically with it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That was actually a pretty good link.
Yeah. So that's what that is. It basically just spins and you can get more swings per minute without really tiring yourself out much. Like eventually you'll get kind of tired, but you can get a shitload more done faster.
Well, I will reach back behind me and pull out the pickaxe, and because of my disguised self and it being in my bag and everything like that, it almost looks like I'm making it like appear out of thin air. And I'm just like I do like kind of a flourish with it as if I'm just like ha, like I make it just appear into my hands. And I'm like, this was a pickaxe enchanted by our masters in order to help y'all expand your territory and possibly strike riches even greater than what you could acquire already. Plus, he reaches up to his head and pulls down and has a rock in his hand. And it's just like, I have I have a stone blessed by our masters that I will give to all of you. One for every one of you.
You're gonna. I wasn't gonna have you do more deception checks, but then you started pulling out fucking rocks.
Literally a rock. It's a rock.
Well, I know it's from the Hat of Infinite Rocks.
It's just a rock.
I was gonna have him just sit there and consider, and then you started pulling out blessed rocks, and he's just like, this motherfucker here with all of his fucking rocks. What the fuck?
It's just one right now. It's just a single rock at the moment.
Yeah, he's like, he's just skeptical as to how you have enough rocks for everyone in your fucking head, basically. Give me a deception.
Our master's magics know no bounds.
Give me a deception, and if Zeroka can say how he helps, you can get advantage if Zeroka wants to help him.
Oh, I'm gonna make the rocks glow with minor illusion.
Oh shit!
Absolutely, you make these rocks glow. Give me that fucking advantage.
Oh yeah.
Still not great, but 17 total.
Okay. He looks at you. He looks back, kind of at Zeroka. He seems to be pondering for a moment. He slowly nods and says, I don't know if we are willing to give up both yet without an actual visit from an actual dragon. But if you will step back out for just a minute, allow me to consult with my shaman, and we will consider your offer.
Xander will, again, kind of audibly, kind of exasperate, and will lean the pickaxe against the rock right here.
Okay.
And just be like, as a sign of good faith that you will do what you should, I shall leave this here as I go back outside and wait your decision. However, is our friend still in this room? The
Snorky?
Snorky, that's it.
Yeah,
Snorky.
he's kind of like right behind the chief a little bit.
I would like for Snorky to accompany us out and go ahead and once more make sure we don't run into any unpleasantries that a messenger shouldn't have to be worried about.
Don't worry. I believe your masters would have sent plenty capable people. If you were able to get in just fine, I'm sure you can at least step partially out and allow us to discuss things. And he kind of glances back and says, Oboe, Erpy, Vam, and kind of nods at them. And you see 3 of the little kobolds kind of step forward and form like a little kobold wall almost, just kind of keeping you from getting any further in. But he very confidently just gives you a little nod and then kind of walks out of your line of sight up towards the north part. And Snorky kind of just like nervously looks between you and Orto, and then it's just like and scurries after Orto. Like, hell no. And you are left with a handful of very nervous kobolds, all of them armed with various little kobold weapons, none of them great weapons, all of them definitely secondhand. But these kobolds look like they are willing to fight you if you try to come in any further, but they are not progressing upon you. So are Xander and Zeroka going to just chill there? I've noted the pickaxe was kind of set up None of the kobolds are advancing forward, but some of them are kind of like whispering at each other. I don't know if either Xander or Zeroka can read lips, but kobolds don't really have much in the way of lips, so you have no fucking idea what they're whispering to each other.
And Xander has just kind of stepped back a little and is talking to Zolthor out loud, not necessarily whispering, just being like, I'll tell you, these kobolds are testing the patience of even the divine messenger, my apprentice.
And Zeroka's looking, and he's like,
That they are.
But we will trust that they will see reason and will choose to make the right choice.
That is the best decision.
Yes. I guess they will just hang out. How long's it been at this point in time?
Not even a minute.
No, I mean total since we approached the cave. How long has it been?
Maybe 10 total minutes, tops.
Cool. Perfect. That's fine. Disguise self lasts an hour, so I'm just kind of trying to gauge where I'm at with that.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're
Yeah.
fine on that. And I would warn you when you started getting close if it comes to that, because
Yeah.
your character would be aware of it, so it's not really meta.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are Miz and Kaylin doing?
I'm assuming Kaylin has successfully gotten them the fuck out of the cave, since it very much seems like the terrible twosome have actually got this handled, and Kaylin's just
Maybe.
like,
We'll see.
it's like, if push comes to shove, we can run back in. But it's just like, where the fuck was all of this when we needed to convince the fucking Minotaur?
I was never asked to try and be diplomatic in that situation.
We were all
So-
We were all told to try to be diplomatic in that situation.
No, I mean, like, I was never asked to be the one to, like, go up front and talk. So, like, I was just like, fuck it. I don't know. I could just see the writing on the wall. I knew that was going to go south from the get-go.
Correction. The only reason it went south is because somebody murdered the only non-male person in the camp.
Look, I broke into a tent and just grabbed literally the closest person and killed them. What were the chances that it was the only person the Minotaur was going to talk to?
Very high, considering it was a cave. And okay. But it's like, where the fuck was all of that before? Rude. Although, out of character, how are we actually supposed to get the dragons out?
We'll figure that out once we get them.
No. I mean, like, I could have sworn that Kaylin actually asked this as a question. Like, if we don't have the thing to get that Jess does, how are we supposed to actually get the dragons out?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
You can always check in with HQ, see what's going on with that. None of y'all
Cool.
have heard anything from Jess.
We could try calling Jess, be like, "Hey, can you get sent back over here?" And I know no one's heard from her in a minute, but maybe she's back from whatever she was doing, and she can come get the dragons down.
Kaylin will contact HQ since you guys are like, in the middle of a negotiation, and being watched very, very heavily. Hang on, my darling. It is your not so favorite Elfie bitch. I was gonna say Elfie boy, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm not a boy.
We don't know. We ain't gonna judge.
Hanga's like, you're gonna have to be a little more specific.
That is fine. It is Kaylin. Do you know if Jess or somebody at Jess's level has arrived back at HQ? Golemov should have theoretically sent her our direction once whatever she was doing was concluded.
There is a pause. That's a little unsettling because Hanga usually is quick with information and, telling you what you need to know before she says anything, and says, I was kind of hoping you were calling with an update on Jess because none of us have heard in a while. So, I'm assuming you need someone who can. Oh, hold on. And you hear like papers rustling. She's looking up your information. The
Do I know if
trip.
Hank is actually read in on the whole dragon thing?
I mean, you called her the moment you found dragons.
Cool.
You all assume she knows, and from the sounds of it, she does, and she's just pretending like she doesn't know that much. But Henga has been with the guild for ages, so she's a very trusted person.
Okay. Like, yeah, it sounds like they're pretty close to being able to at least get one of them out safely. So it was very much a, hey, we don't know how to get them where they need to go.
Yeah, that's not a normal situation. I'm gonna talk to Golemov. We'll probably send someone. Let me give you a call back.
Is this number good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this the best number for you? Fucking
Yes,
customer
it is.
service voice.
Like, oh my god, is this the best number to get you back to? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And is this the best number to reach you back at? Fucking
Trauma. Anyway.
And we all have
that is still my everyday. That is still my everyday. Thank you. All day. And is the number you're calling from the best one to reach you back at? Good. Okay. And what about that email? Look, fucking 7 years of this shit. Yeah. Henga's like, give me just a couple minutes. How quick do you need an answer?
Currently, they're in the negotiations, so
Wait,
if all
they
goes-
are or you are?
apparently, it was decided that somebody should pretend to be the dragon messiah, come to spread the good
don't
word.
explain this to them.
Yep, you fucked me over with the guild daddy. Here we go, bitch. It's like, no, somebody decided to be the dragon messiah in order to gain access to the kobolds to peacefully retrieve the guests, let's just say. But yeah, theoretically it sounds like it's going well, but we're hoping for the best and ready for everything else.
You hear a sigh and papers rapidly shuffling around. How many kobolds? I don't have any extraction teams available when this goes south.
God, no one has faith.
Yeah, because none of us are religious.
Excuse you. You do not know my religion.
Exactly. None of us are religious.
I have a
it-
+4 in religion.
And I have a +7 to stabbing. How about that?
I mean, same.
High five. And no,
Min-max and motherfuckers over here.
what? Hey,
Level
I have
4.
priorities.
Level
Excuse me.
4 +7.
I am a hexblade. Thank you very much. Murder
I
just
know.
happened.
I know.
I am level 4 and do have a 20 in one stat and an 18 in another stat.
I did.
So,
I was looking at that before the start of the game, and I'm like, these min-maxing motherfuckers.
Yep.
I mean, it's legit because I had you all do it in D&D Beyond, but I'm just like, these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yep. And Kaylin's just. It theoretically worked a lot better than I would have expected. It hasn't come to blows yet, at least. Although I did remind them that if they have to, non-lethality is always an option. So.
Yeah. Let me see what I can do.
If it makes you feel better, the ones most likely to do the stabbing are not involved in said negotiations.
Yeah, I'm looking at the top of the papers right here. It specifically requests you do not kill these kobolds. So let's see if you can avoid that. Which of the lovely men on your team is taking over this?
It is Xander and Zaroka are the ones who are currently doing this. Me and Mr. Stabby are outside.
There's a long sigh and the no more shuffling of the papers. Like Henga's just stopped and given up. Said, I'll call you back in just a minute. And then click. Zero
Kaylin's
face.
Kayla's gonna speak into the earpiece to Zaroka. So, Jess is MIA in the worst kind of way right now, so we don't have a way to get the damn dragons to where they need to go. However, I do believe Xander has her stone to be able to contact her directly. Because she didn't want to trust me with it, remember?
Maybe I thought I ended up giving it to someone else, but I may have
No,
it.
I thought she gave it to Zaroka.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said Xander just then. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't think I have it.
Wait, have what again?
The stone to contact Jess
Yes.
directly.
I do have.
Because so basically, it's like if anything actually happened with dragons, for us to call her directly, so she can come and get them.
Yeah, I do have.
And she specifically didn't want to give it to Kaylin because of reasons.
Same with Ms. She also did not want to give it to Ms.
Yep, because we used to be bounty hunters.
Of course she doesn't.
Salty bitch.
I mean, yeah. That's exactly. Just being petty.
Super salty bitch.
Zaroka's just gonna listen into what she's saying. He's not gonna say anything because these kobolds are looking at him.
And Caitlin's just going to again remind. Hanga has also reminded me very specifically that we are not allowed to kill them. So if you must, non-lethal.
Zaroka just kind of whispers,
I'll let you know situation changes. And then she just kind of hangs up, looks at Mace. As dexterous as you are, can you get somebody near death but not actually dying?
That could be arranged.
Hey, what's going on right now with the kobolds?
You were still waiting for just a moment. Though you see the kobold closest to the direction that Orto disappeared in seems to be looking down that hall like he or she sees something. That one is Sepla. I told you all of them have names. So in front,
Sepla.
You have Obo, Erpy, and Vam. Up on this little ledge back over here, you have Ross and Siggs. Back here is Net, Muggy. Kelgi is back here next to Gix, the one that you saw outside. And Nikita is the one kind of over there closest to the fire.
Wow, bitch, really?
Okay, hold on. You know, for the sake of this, I'm just going to do this for you so that you can kind of see what's going on in there, and I will trust you to not metagame, but then you're not as bored just staring at your portion of the map. I should have done
dude,
that.
I am metagaming hard right now.
I have not been looking at the screen anyway because models, but we've been doing some heavy theater of the mind, so.
Yeah, I've got 2 new models I'm hyped to build soon.
What you building?
Hell yeah. I don't mind if people do stuff.
Lol, I love how we're legitimately waiting in real life as if we're waiting for them to come back.
Yeah, no, I was waiting to see what I'll just double check what everyone's doing. You know, they're only gonna be gone like 2 or 3 minutes, but I didn't want to jump ahead and then feel like you guys didn't have an opportunity to do what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I got you now. That's cool. I'm good. I don't think I have anything left.
Is that the consensus?
We're just Kaylin is just spinning like a dagger. Actually, no, she's being unnecessary and like she's summoning her sword, flipping it in the air, making it disappear, and then as her hand falls, like she's gonna catch it, it just reappears in her hand, and she just continues to do that for no reason.
Okay, you do get a ring back from Hanga after about a minute, and she says, right. Golemov is going to get in touch with the sanctuary and see if they will make an exception. Probably just gonna have Lenora teleport out because I don't think Gran really leaves the sanctuary anymore. That's what he said. I'm imagining I've never met her, but I'm imagining with a name like Gran, she's probably pretty old.
That is fair. It is probably safer for whomever is doing the teleportation to lock on to me, as we are not currently inside of the caves, rather than in the middle of a bunch of kobolds, because we do not actually have eyes inside, and everybody else is currently. The other two are inside, and let's just not mess up their fantastic negotiations.
Right. I'll see what I can do. And there's a click. And the boys up ahead see Nikta, Ross, Siggs, and then one after another, the rest of them start looking up. And you hear rapid footsteps and bells and trinkets and what sounds like little bone beads rattling about, just all kinds of just loud rattling noises and footsteps. And a kobold shaman runs into the room, and everyone kind of moves aside to make space for him as he looks angry, and he's kind of hopping around. Let me post a picture in the chat. Pretend he's bronze. Just decked out, feathers, bone jewelry, a bone club, a little bone cane, and everything. And he just looks so angry as he accusingly points his little bone club that looks like it's the hip bone of probably some kind of humanoid. And he points it at the two of you, and he says, "You are false prophets." And Orto is behind him, kind of much calmer, and just sighs and says, "Now we've discussed this, you should at least hear them out." And you see him just kind of just looking enraged as he's hopping up and down, his little feathers and all of his little ornamentations kind of just jingling and jiggling, bouncing all around. What are Xander and Zaroka doing as this shaman seems to just be pissed?
Xander just kind of steps forward and still in his very he's while waiting he's lost some of his impatientness and he's gone back to being his very sweet self, and he just kind of hand still in front of him, he just kind of motions one out and just like, "I am sorry to hear that you think that. However, as the gods say, heed not the false prophets, but do take in the ones who come bearing goodwill."
Prove to me that you are worthy of taking even a look at our precious little dragons. Do you even know their names? Just rattling his little bone club angrily at you.
Unfortunately, my masters did not give me their names before sending me out here. I was just told that we have 2 bronze dragons to pick up.
If they were that powerful, they would have told you their names. They're unforgettable. They are regal. They are mango and pineapple.
That is their names. That is the
Of
name.
course it's their names, and you had no idea.
I see. Well, again, my masters did not see that it was fit to give me that information. Regal names. They did not see fit to give me that information. Just that I was sent here and hoped that your clan would be understandable. But I unfortunately would rather not like to go through the same rigmarole that we have been going through since we have arrived. I have nothing to bear as proof other than the gifts that I come bearing and the scales I have already delivered.
He calms down a little bit at the word gifts. He kind of like side eyes you just a little bit, no longer jumping up and down, and he says, "Gifts, you say? Perhaps these will please Mango and Pineapple. We shall see if they are worthy of them. What do you have?"
The the pickaxe is still leaning against the wall, and he just simply motions over to it. It's like, my lords have gifted you a pickaxe, with a magical enchanted pickaxe with which to expand your home and dig for riches you have yet to find, as well as he kind of lifts the stone in a way to kind of indicate to Zaroka to like, hey, do the thing again,
And I
as
do
well as
so as well.
as well as and a blessed stone from the gods themselves for each member of your clan.
He kind of eyeballs them and then starts pacing in a tight circle, just about 5 feet, just up and down, up and down. And the rest of the kobolds in this little area look very nervous, except for Orto, who just seems to be used to the shaman's theatrics in a way. And the shaman's just kind of muttering something under his breath, and he kind of finally stops and looks at you and says, "Do you think we're poor? No. You are mistaken. We have plenty of gifts to please our dragon overlords. The fourth group that came in here tried to bribe us and pay for the dragons, but we did not believe them. Where do you think I got these bones?" And he kind of like jiggles some of his bones in the little hip bone cane. "They were quite rich, but also deceptive."
Oh, I believe you misunderstand. I'm sorry, my friend. We are not buying the dragons from you. These are gifts for having found them, and we hope that you will take them in good faith as we take the dragons to their proper home.
"You can show me their home first. I will not believe you otherwise."
Then I'm afraid you are going to have to not believe me, my friend. For for if you would like to go against the words of my masters, of the words of the dragons themselves, then unfortunately that simply cannot be.
He kind of jumps up and down a little bit, looking like a small child kind of throwing a tantrum, and then he just stops and is dead still for a moment, and then slowly lifts his head and looks at you and says, "You are as deceptive as the rest. Orto, you told me you were bringing people that might have told the truth. But I see nothing but more thieves and liars. If they are not willing to take even a single one of us, then surely, just like everyone else, they are more convinced than the others."
Have they said the shaman's name at this point?
No, but Darn would have given it to you earlier. This is Nodru, the shaman.
Nodru, my dear friend, you must understand, as I have explained to your chief already, you have been unable to keep the lid on the fact that you had 2 dragons here if there have been 4 groups arrive before I have. And I arrived as soon as I could after dealing with many other cases like this. What is to stop whichever one of you I take from let slip, even if in passing, even while maybe intoxicated, letting slip where I'm taking them? You have been unable to keep their location safe up until now. What is to say that you will be able to continue to do so?
Then where is your proof? Because we have kept them safe so far. We have moved. They found the old place, but this is the new one. And we can just continue to move. Continue to acquire and merge with other clans who see what we have and the value in it. We will expand. And he's just kind of like staring into space, just with this excited, just almost crazy look on his face. He's like, yes, that's what we are going to do. We don't need any false messengers. We are going to expand. There are other clans out there. They will help us. They will merge, and we will become one giant clan, able to protect them until they are big enough to protect us. Other kobolds are like, yeah, and they start getting like hyped up, and they're like, yeah, we got this.
You see, you may be able to protect them from. If you were to keep joining clans and everything, like you say, you may be able to protect them from a band of human mercenaries or something. But like I said, word has already gotten out that you have them. It won't be long before these groups that seek to do ill will towards them start doing the same thing as you, and before long you will have unnecessary bloodshed and war in the eyes and before your lords, before your dragons that you want to keep safe, and that is simply unnecessary. There is no reason to have them in such harm's way when we can take them where they will be protected, where they will be with more of their own kind to help further keep them protected, and where no one knows that location until the dragons, our lords, are ready to make themselves known to the world.
Make a deception or persuasion check. You'll still get the +1, but this one's not going to be an advantage because
So
this
it's a
guy
plus.
does not care for any of you.
Ooh, I'm going to use my last
Oh,
one.
no.
I got one more. I'm going to use it. Ooh, I don't like these rolls that I've been getting here lately. Come on. I haven't rolled yet. I'm like letting it
Oh
rest.
no! You got to charge him up. Give him that good
Yeah.
juju. Give him the good juju.
Big money, no whammies, no whammies. That's pretty good. So that's plus.
Hey,
That's
21.
20. It's a 22 because he says +1, so 22. Right?
Yes, with the +1, that would put it at 22. The shaman kind of squats down and is looking at you, kind of tilting his head from one side to the other as he's pondering on this. And he says, I will consult with the noble ones. Though they are babies, they do not know exactly what they want, but I will see if they are open to this idea, because what it sounds like is you are just taking them from our place to some other prison. Will their presence be made known throughout the realms like it should be when they are of age?
Of course, but I would like to drop back for a second. Did you say we are going to be taking them from one place to another prison? Are you implying that the current home is a prison?
It is more like a safe haven from
That
all of the
is
people that want to take them. We are protecting them here.
That was not the implication you first made. You said we were going to take them from here to another prison. I do not like the sound that you are keeping them in a prison.
No, it is not another prison here. It is everyone who has come has wanted to put them in the prison, especially those people with the blue bands on their wrists. I did not like them for even a moment, and they were persistent, but they had money.
What was the name of that group?
The Black Suns.
Midnight
Black
Sun.
Suns. Midnight Suns.
I keep calling them the Black Suns.
If the Midnight Suns are already aware that you have them in your possession, then it is more than paramount that we get them away from you as soon as possible. Or else you only are going to bring harm to them and yourselves.
I see why you would think that, but we have moved since they found us last, and we have been warned against them and their tactics. See, we have contacts, and they keep us safe, even if they are misguided and misinterpret exactly what it is that we do here, such as certain other traveling kobolds. We can keep safe using their information and the weapons being sold to us. We have plenty of money from those Dark Sun people. They were fools to have it all on them and then think we wouldn't just take it to better the lives of Mango and Pineapple.
I'm telling you, and I mean this as a friend. I wish no harm to come on you, your people, and especially not our lords. Let me take them to their home. Let me take them to where they will be with their own kind, and then, as you said, when they are of age, we will make the proclamation. They will let the world know that dragons have once again returned to this desolate land, to guide us to a further golden age where not only your clan will be able to rise up, but where all clans and all people will be able to live in harmony and rise up to even greater heights.
And what is the name of this organization of yours that will protect them?
I serve no organization, my friend. I am a messenger of the gods themselves.
The gods, you say? I will see what Mango and Pineapple have to say about this. And you see him just suddenly sprint back, and you're getting the vibes that, as Darn said, this guy mainly is the one with a few screws loose. And you see Orto just standing there like... And then you hear almost what sounds like an explosion, and the air kind of feels around you staticky, and you get the smell of kind of like ozone in the air, if you know what that smells like. And Nodru kind of rushes back out, and he says, "They are in a bad mood. Perhaps you should come back after snack time. They're usually much more amicable after snack time."
It seems that they are in a bad mood. Perhaps not because they are hungry, but perhaps because of the current circumstances they are in, and the better circumstances they could be in.
You
And
insult us.
he
They have
will
Oh, go ahead.
he will turn away from looking at the shaman at this point, and will turn back to the chief, to Orto, and just be like, "My chief, I implore you to see reason and to understand that this is not only better for for our masters, it is going to be better for for their clans, for all peoples. I only want what is best for for everyone with my arrival here."
Give me a persuasion check, because I don't feel like you really lied much in that.
I don't like that. I don't want to do persuasion.
I know, but you were talking about your good intentions, wanting the best for these baby. Unless you're lying and you want to fuck over the baby dragons. Do you want to fuck over the baby dragons? Give me that deception.
I did say that this would be better for all peoples, and I don't necessarily know that it will be better for all peoples, but I will make a persuasion if that is what you would prefer. That is fine.
Unless you can have advantage if Zeroka's chiming in or helping somehow.
I'm trying to see if there's a way Zeroka can help.
How is a dragon supposed to be a dragon in a cave when dragons are supposed to fly in the sky?
It's true. It's true. I mean, that's true.
Yeah, I don't see how I can assist.
That's fine.
in
I'll
some
just
way.
I'll just hope for the best here.
Oh no.
It's
Hey, at
not
least we got
great.
to the end of the campaign before the end of the session before it actually happened.
You're gonna get a 16.
Nope.
Oh, nosers.
At least it wasn't a natural one.
It wasn't a natural one. But yeah, that's. I mean, I've used my last inspiration. Yep. So
Yep.
that's it. Yeah, 2. You sure you don't know anything to help me out there?
Can Zeroka think of anything? Do Kaylin and Miz, if they're listening in? Say again?
What did you? So basically, what did you say to them?
I'm essentially pleading to the chief at this point. I'm kind of ignoring the priest, the shaman, and I'm pleading to the chief that please understand that I am only trying to help everybody, not only your people but all peoples and our masters at the same time by being here.
Yeah, Zeroka is actually going to move slightly ahead, and when he says that, he's actually going to put his hands behind his back, and he's still floating in the air, and he says,
It would be wise to listen to him. Let me ask you, do you always listen to that shaman? Does he dictate your decisions as you are the leader around here?
As he is pondering this, and you see the shaman getting angrier and angrier, I'll give you advantage. Roll again.
Let's see, it's a little bit better than a 2. Am I still getting the +1 as well, or
You're getting the +1.
Okay, so it's a +3 and not a +2. Gotcha.
Uh,
Oh.
Big bucks, no ways. Big bucks, no.
oh, 21.
Big bucks, no whammies. Big bucks, no whammies. So apparently that's the key phrase. Big bucks, no whammies. Big bucks, no
Yeah,
whammies.
big money, big money, no whammies, no whammies.
I don't know. Keeping that 4 might have been more fun.
I am trying to get out of this without swinging a single blade.
I think Mr. Stabby's going to get bored. All right. Well, we're going to leave it there with Porto looking at Xander and Zeroka, kind of between the two of you, pondering the decision that he needs to make here. Follow the word of his shaman, who seems to be held in very high regard in this clan of not the brightest kobold, but the chief himself seems to have his shit together. But the hopping mad shaman right next to him seems to be having none of it, because you have now disrespected him and tried to speak over his head to the chief.
Fuck that guy. This is what Zeroka looks like right now. Posted in game chat. As he's that dude.
Hell yeah.
Angie! Angie Zeroka. Yeah. We're gonna leave that there, and we will see what happens next Monday.
Next time on Dragon's Ball Z.
On Dragon Calamity.
Z.
Z.
Got that-
Z.
got that Z.
But yeah, so we're gonna leave that there. So everyone, let's give a little what's a good sign off? Stab or no stab? Everyone say your choice. Stab or no stab for next game. 3, 2, 1.
No stab.
Maybe stab.
No stab. I am very happy with how this has gone.
Non-violent
I
stabbing.
want
How
to
about
keep it
that?
this way.
All right, I will let Gary sort through that jumble to see who said what. All right.
How unfortunate. It looks like Gary couldn't complete the pizza trials and deliver the pizza to the Stab Brigade. Maybe the power of friendship could help. And in order to strengthen those bonds, perhaps you could go on over to our socials and give us a look, or send us an email at critsandgrits@gmail.com. Or go check out some of the people that have supported us so far. Becky, you can follow on Sugar Puns. Tithus, you can follow on twitch.tv/Tithus, or on Twitter at OldManStark. Kyler, you can follow on YouTube at Fishing After 5. Jess, you can follow on twitch.tv/JessPanda, or follow the MomoCon socials on MySpace, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Jay, you can follow on twitch.tv/Rush918, and Ducky, you can follow on twitch.tv/DuckyPlease.